Hello everyone. In this lecture, we are solving the end semester paper of Introduction to Data Science. The first question is explain how unstructured data is transformed into a format suitable for machine learning models. Summarize the importance of the legal classification in the context of the grievance redressal. How TF-IDF or word embedding can be used to extract the features for the complaint text. Unstructured data like text, complaint, emails, social media posts is inherently more difficult to work with than the structured data because it doesn't fit neatly into tables with rows and columns. However, by applying appropriate text preprocessing and features extraction techniques, unstructured data can be transformed into a format that machine learning models can understand and work with. Key steps for transforming unstructured data into a format suitable for machine learning. First is text preprocessing. In the text preprocessing, prepare the text for the feature extraction and the model training by the cleaning the data and reducing noise. Common text preprocessing steps include lowercasing, tokenization, removing stop words, lemmatization or streaming, removing special character and number, named entity recognition, and NER. The second point is features extraction. Once the data is pre-processed, the next step is to transform it in a numerical format that can be fed into machine learning models. Two common methods of features extraction from text are TF-IDF, term frequency, and inverse document frequency, and the word embedding. TF-IDF, term frequency inverse document frequency, is the statistical measure used to evaluate the importance of the word in a document relative to the collection of the document. It helps to identify the words that are important for the distinguish one's document from another document. In the TF-IDF, first point is term frequency, second is inverse document frequency, and third is TF-IDF score. Importance of the legal classification in the grievance redressal. These are the key points. Automated handling, automatically classify complaints, help organization avoid the inefficiency and the error associated with the manual reviews, especially where there are the large volume of the grievance. Second is consistency. Legal classification ensure that the complaint are categorized based on the predefined legal rule and the precedent, promoting fairness and the reducing bias in the decision making. Third point is efficient resource allocation. Fourth is faster resolution. Fifth is data driven insight. The next question number 2 is with the reference to the life cycle of the data science project, complete the table. In this table, the first is stage, objectives, key details and tasks, and tools and library. The first point is define the problem. In the problem, identify and frame the problem, and the key details are understand goals, constraints and requirements. Second is data collection, gather relevant data. Third is data exploration and pre-processing. In this data exploration and pre-processing, clean and explore the data, and the key details are handle missing values, outliers and normalized data. The fourth point is features engineering. Extract meaningful features, create new features, selecting relevant features. The fifth is model selecting and buildings. Choose and train a model. Train and validate machine learning models. Sixth is model evaluation. Seventh is the model deployment, monitoring and the maintenance, and communication and reporting. The role of the text mining in the automation grievance redressal system. The text mining also refers to the text analytics, play a crucial role in the automating grievance redressal system by transforming unstructured textual data such as complaint, feedback, review, or the support tickets. In the actionable insight, this enable organization to the process, categorize, prioritize, and the resolve grievance more efficiently, reducing manual intervention and the ensuring faster response time. Here the some keys role of the text mining that play in the automating grievance returns system. The first is automated categorization of the complaint. Second is sentiment analysis. Third is the name entity recognition. Fourth, keyword extraction, and the fifth is trend analysis. Key steps involved in the pre-processing unstructured text data are to prepare unstructured text data for machine learning models and text mining tasks. It must undergo several pre-processing steps. These steps help clean and normalize the data, ensuring that text is in a form that can be efficiently analyzed and used for the classification or other tasks. Here are the key processing steps. First is the text cleaning. Second is the tokenization. Third is stop word removal. Fourth is the lemmatization or streaming. Fifth is the part of speech tagging. Sixth is the name entry recognition. Seventh is the spelling correction. Eighth, remove rare word or low frequency term. And ninth is the vectorization features. And the last is text normalization. The fourth question is explain the concept of the linear regression. How the best fit line is determined. Write the algorithm for the linear regression for given input data x and y. Concept of linear regression. Linear regression is the fundamental statistical techniques used to model the relationship between the two continuous variables by fitting a linear equation, a straight line, to observed data. The goal is predict the value of a dependent variable, so also known as the target or response variable, based on the value of an independent variable, also called the predictor or features. In simple linear regression, there is only one dependent variable xx and the one dependent variable yy. The linear model assumes a relation of the form where the yy is the dependent variable and xx is the independent variable, the predictor. Determining the best fit line. The objective of the linear regression is determined to the optimal value of the parameter beta intercept and beta 1 slope that minimize the error between the predicted value of yy and the actual value of y is text actual. Steps and the explanation of the algorithm. The first is sum calculation, second is slope beta, and third is the intercept beta, and fourth is the return. The next question is write an algorithm to create two cluster from write the output of the each round. K-mean clustering for algorithm creating two cluster. K-mean clustering algorithm is an iterative method used to partition data into KK cluster, which each data points belong to the cluster with the nearest means. In your case, we want to create two clusters from the dataset. Steps in the K-mean clustering algorithm. First step is initialize the k-centroid. We randomly select 2 points at the initial centroid. Second is assign the point to the nearest centroid. Each point is assigned to the cluster whose centroid is closest. Third is recompute centroid. After all points are assigned to the cluster, we calculate the mean of the point in the each cluster, which becomes the new centroid. The fourth is repeat steps 2 and 3 until the centroid do not change significantly between the iteration convergence. Algorithm steps: choose k is equal to 2, initialize the 2 centroid, assign each data points to the nearest centroid, recalculate the centroid, and last is repeat the process until the centroid stop changing. The next question is Explain the key difference between k-mean clustering over hierarchical clustering algorithm. What are the advantages of the hierarchical clustering over k-means when the visualizing cluster relationship? Key difference between the k-mean clustering and the hierarchical clustering. K-mean clustering and hierarchical clustering are the both widely used clustering algorithm, but they have key difference in how they form cluster and in their approach to grouping data points. Here breakdown. The first is clustering approach, k-mean clustering. In the k-mean clustering, partition-based algorithm divides the data into k clusters where the k is predefined. The algorithm works by the randomly initializing k centroid, assigning point to the nearest centroid, and then updating the centroid based on the mean of the point in the each cluster. This process repeats until coverage. The number of cluster kk must be specified in advance. Hierarchical clustering. Agglomerative or a divisive approach. In the agglomerative hierarchical clustering, each data point starts as its own cluster and the algorithm iteratively merges the closest cluster to form the larger cluster. In the devices hierarchical clustering, the entire dataset is considered one cluster and it recursively divides into a smaller cluster. Second is cluster number. K-mean clustering, you must specify the number of cluster kk beforehand. It can be difficult to determine the right number of the cluster, which often require trial and error using method, the elbow method or the site score method. Third is the computation and complexity. Fourth is the cluster shape. Fifth is the handling outliers. Now the next question is question 7. Classifying loan application by the assigning application to the one of the three risk class. Use entropy or the information gain approach or the Gini index to classify the loan application into risk classes. Example: low risk, medium risk, high risk. Using decision tree based approach, we can apply algorithms such as ID3 entropy based or the CART Gini index based. Both of these methods are used to build the decision tree, which classify the data based on the input features, just like income, loan amount, credit score, and assign the data into a predefined set of risk classes. Step to classify the loan application using decision tree. First is the input feature, second is target variable. In the target variable, using entropy ID3 for classification. Step for the ID entropy classification are calculate entropy for the entire dataset. Second is calculate the information gain IG. Select the features with the maximum information gain. Fourth, repeat until coverage. Second is the using Gini index. Step for Gini index. First is the calculate Gini index for the entire dataset. Second is to calculate Gini impurity for the each features. Third is to select the features with the minimum Gini impurity. And the fourth is to repeat until coverages. These are the example of the decision tree loan application classification. Now the 8th question is, with the reference to the question 9, analyze the impact of the data pre-processing technique. Example: stop word removal streaming on the model performance. Assume the system performance using metrics such as precision, recall, and F1 score. First of all, impact of the data pre-processing technique. First is stop word removal. Second is the streaming and the lemmatization. Third is the lower casting, and fourth is the normalization. Impacts on the metrics. These are the precision, recall, and the F1 score. Now the question 9. Consider the grievance residual system for the complaint and the IPC BNS section. Explain the algorithm used to determine the most relevant IPC section. Algorithm step. First step is pre-process the complaint text. Second, create a term frequency matrix for the complaint. Third is the pre-process the IPC manual. Fourth, calculate the TF IDF for the each term. Fifth, calculate the cosine similarity. Sixth, the rank IPC section. The seventh is the written top and IPC section. And these are the given table calculation, term offering T6 calculation. Now, question 9D, how can we determine if two complaint documents are similar? The first is the cosine similarity, second is the Jacquard similarity, third is the Euclidean distance, and fourth is semantic similarity.